Hello, wrestling friends. I'm Matt Coon, and this is the Gentleman Villain Podcast with the Lord himself, the man himself, the king, the head of the Blackpool Combat Club,
Oh,
Mr. Regal. How are you today?
that was a big introduction, wasn't it?
There's a lot of titles in wrestling, and you've had more than your
Yes,
share. How many
one or
names have
two.
how many names have you had in wrestling?
I have no idea because the first 2 years I was wrestling from 16 till I was 18, I had a different name all the time. Whatever the whoever was billing me decided to use, or my friend Peter Thompson, I've mentioned him before. If when we were doing a lot of these holiday camp shows in England, which we did lots of. He, you, when you got there, there were just two matches, and then it was like paid entertainment for the people staying at these vacation resorts. Um, and you would get the piece of paper and write the matches, or somebody would, and then give it to the compere or the announcer who was as we walked out, because it was just part of the day's entertainment or the night's entertainment. And so anything that they thought was funny, um, all kinds of silly names and ridiculous names that they gave me, or just plain names, or Soul Kid Dawson once.
That's cool. You like soul music. That works out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that
Ian
works out.
Wilson, actually, the person instrumental in keeping me in this industry. Ian Wilson, who I was ready to quit right as I turned 17, so that wasn't cut out for this. And I had one match with him, and he gave me light at the end of the tunnel. So I owe him immensely, because without him, none of this would have happened, because I was ready to just quit and had that enough. But he made me feel like there was a chance, and I stayed with it after that. He decided he was going to call me. He said, "I know a good name for you." He said, "There's lots of Pauls." He said, "You like soul music?" I said, "Yep." Soul Kid Dawson. Been all kinds of things. Bertie Bassett from Littlehampton was a favourite of theirs. I don't know. I ain't got time to get into. Well, Bertie Bassett was a thing from a candy company in England, and Littlehampton. Hampton is another word for a men's genitalia in England. And
Oh,
there is a place called Littlehampton, so they thought it was very amusing to bill me from Littlehampton
it's a
a lot.
play on
Yes,
words. Yeah.
yes,
It's a little bit
yes,
like have you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap before?
yes,
It's a little bit like when they start going over their first band names, like you're
yes,
talking about all these things. You're like,
yeah,
first we were this, and then we were that, and
yeah,
then we were this, and then we were
and then
that.
finally
Yeah.
I saw I've told this story of American Wrestling Magazine, and right before I was about to debut in the big company that did TV in England when I was 18, and a friend of mine, Tony Francis, saw a picture of Mr. Electricity, Steve Regal. He went, "That's a good name," because who'd have thought I'd never mind get anywhere, but needed a name. And so I took his name, and it stayed with me, and then obviously got changed to William later on. So there we
What
go.